to be part 2 of the truth series called Mind Over Matter. So I'm going to try to get through this as fast as I possibly can because baby girl, she's right under me. So yeah, please do not touch it. Thank you. So part 2 is pretty much just what's been going on in my mind through everything the past couple of months of 2018. In part 1 I talked about just how I compared myself to everybody else and not staying true to who I am as an individual. So I'm going to try my hardest to get through this and not be super emotional about it because this is a very, very sensitive topic. So yeah. What I struggled with the most was just depression, anxiety, and just pretty much feeling that I wasn't enough. I struggled with that a lot throughout my life, just feeling that I wasn't good enough, I'll never be good enough. And I feel like after having baby girl, that feeling just skyrocketed of just how I feel about myself, and that just led to depression and obviously anxiety as well. I remember just having anxiety attacks for weeks at a time. Like I couldn't go to sleep. My mind was just constantly racing all the time, and to the point where I literally had to find deep sleep music on YouTube or something to make sure that to calm my mind because I could not sleep. And that was very very difficult for me because people always say, oh, sleep when the baby sleeps. Well, she's sleeping peacefully, but I'm sitting here just struggling pretty much. I can't sleep, and when I can't sleep, it's just bad for everybody. My apologies if the TV's on. It's gonna give her something to distract her and stuff like that, so I could record this video. I'm giving you guys real and honest right now. This is just what I go through every single day. I want to be as transparent as possible. That's pretty much what I was going through, and my mind was just playing these games with me, I'm not good enough. Went through a period where I felt like I wasn't good enough as a mother, I wasn't good enough as a wife, I wasn't good enough as a human being. And I struggled with a lot of thoughts, suicidal thoughts. I'll definitely put a trigger warning for those who do watch my videos. I do not want to trigger anybody, but that was very difficult for me because I just felt like what was the point of living, because nothing was ever going to be good enough. No matter how hard I tried, nothing was going to be good enough. And I did talk about how I was dealing with depression in my testimony story, part 1. I'll put the link down below for that, so you guys could get a feel, background and all that kind of stuff. And that was just very very difficult for me. And how I got through that was just a lot of prayer, communication with people who were close to me, that understood, that I wouldn't necessarily say understood what I was coming from, but at least were empathetic. I texted, both of my best friends that I've known for a long time. So thank y'all, Royal Dynasty. Thank you so much for just being there. Obviously, just talking to my husband and just having that open line of communication with people around me. If I didn't have that, I can almost say for certain that I wouldn't be here. I would not be alive today because it was rough. And I feel like the conversation of postpartum depression does not get talked about a lot, especially in the Black community. Like, mothers, we go through a lot. And not only that, fathers go through a lot as well. Because especially your first time parent, and it's just like you don't know what to do. Parenthood, there's no manual for it. Literally, I'm been winging it, okay? Like, by the grace of God, like, she's good, she's healthy, and everything like that. But every child is different, so it doesn't matter what advice you ask somebody, they're not the same as your child. Not only that, they're not with you every single day, they're not with your child every single day, so they don't know the ins and outs of what's going on. So that's one thing. Sorry, she's just everywhere, y'all. So it's difficult in the first couple of weeks of her being born, months, to be honest. I really want to say the time that I was starting to be okay and dealing with just being sad and depressed and having my anxiety up, I want to say around September. She was born in January of last year, so she's going to be a year old very soon. So from January, I don't want to say January, right when she was born. I want to say maybe around from February to September. Those months, I'm terrible at math, so calculate that for me. During those times, it was just constant feeling of not being good enough. How what am I doing wrong? Am I doing this right? Just going back and forth. Like, there were some days where I was good, I was happy, and there were other days where I'm just like, I'm sad. Like, nothing is gonna make me feel better. I'm like, it's just bad. I'm sitting there moping around, very agitated and just annoyed and irritated, and just have moments where I sit there and just cry because I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't fix it. And on top of that, those feelings, those moments where she's either teething, she's hungry, or she's tired. She's making a little cameo. And on top of that, stress of what I'm feeling, like it was just very difficult because I'm going real close, y'all. I can't figure out what's going on with her, and not only that, I'm struggling with what I'm going through right now. Yes. And I had to come to a point in time. She's talking to a picture of herself. I had to realize at a point in time, like, it's okay to take a minute or so to just gather yourself together. I was afraid of that because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not paying attention to my child. Like, I don't want to seem like a bad mother, but I can't pour from an empty cup. I can't do it. I've tried and I failed time and time again. I just was so overwhelmed. And to all my parents out there, mothers, fathers, guardians, anything, it's okay to, it's okay to Eden. It's okay to take that moment, take that break, because you're going to need it. You can't do it when you're tired. You can't do it when you're exhausted and not feeling yourself, because you're going to portray that anger and that agitation towards your child, even when you don't mean to. So I'm telling you that it's okay. Your child's going to be okay if they cry for like 2 seconds, to just gather yourself together, because I had no other choice, especially with my husband being away at work for 8 hours a day. I have to make sure that I'm okay. And when I'm okay, she's okay. And when we're okay, he's okay. So that's just the advice that I want to give anybody that has gone through parenthood, or even just dealing with depression or anxiety. It's okay to just take that time to yourself, but also if possible, reach out to somebody, because if I didn't have my best friends, if I didn't have my husband with me, only God knows where I would be. And I appreciate them so much for that, because it's been rough, but by the grace of God, I'm feeling a lot better. I have a whole new mindset, prayed and everything. So my hope and prayer for those who are watching, if you're dealing with depression, anxiety, feel free to message me on YouTube, Instagram, or send me an email. And obviously, if you want to be anonymous, let me know. And I could talk with you, pray with you, whatever that you need, let me know. Because this is just something that's just super serious in our community, and it doesn't get talked about enough. And I want to be that change, and I will do whatever it takes to help the next person continue to walk in the purpose that God has placed on their life. This one's going to be a little bit shorter. So, yeah, that's the end of part 2, Mind Over Matter. I'll see you guys next time for part 3, when letting go. I love you. God loves you.